Hi, welcome to today's how-to video. Today I'm going to show you some new exercises, new things to massage out with your massage lacrosse ball you were given in your employee wellness bag. So in my last how-to video, we used this mostly on the feet and the calves. I hope that felt awesome. Today we're going to work more on the shoulder blade area. So you have your scapula, your shoulder blade that sits right in your back. So we're going to try to dig underneath it. So if this is my shoulder blade here, we're going to try to roll the ball underneath it, and then we're going to roll on top of it. So I'm going to start on my right side. So the ball is going to go on the ground. I'm going to find right underneath my shoulder blade on my right side, and I'm going to lay down on it. Okay, this might be painful. Okay, so put as much or as little pressure on as you need to. If this is entirely too much pressure, another option is to take this lacrosse ball and go up against a wall with it. That way your whole body is not on it, your whole body weight. So we're gonna find that spot, massage around underneath your shoulder blade. See if you can't find a trigger spot. Once you find a tight spot, go ahead and do some different arm ranges of motion. Take your arm out to the side, take your arm overhead and back, and you're just trying to dig into that shoulder blade. And when you're ready, release. Now we're gonna try to come up over the shoulder blade. So it's not quite up in your traps and your neck, it's a little bit below that, but it's right over the shoulder blade. This is gonna be a tight area for the majority of people, often an area you don't really realize until you put this type of pressure on it. So try to relax, take deep breaths. Anytime you're doing massage exercises like this, your body wants to tense up, especially when you find those trigger spots, but that's defeating the purpose of the massage relaxation. So focus on your breathing, really fight to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep the ball on that pressure point until you feel your body start to release, to relax, and really breathe through it all. So I'm gonna kind of roll the ball around a little bit, find those trigger spots. Once you find one, then I'm gonna start moving my arm around, getting that good range of motion. And again, you can do this exact same thing with the arms if you have that ball up against the wall rather than down on the ground. You won't be applying as much pressure, which is probably a good thing, especially if you've never done this before. You may want to start up against the wall with it. So I'm just finding that. I'm gonna kind of maneuver in like you're trying to give your body a massage. Think about like kneading those tight areas out with the ball, and again, breathing through it all. Another option we have here, so it's on my right shoulder blade. I'm gonna take my right arm across my chest, pull it down with my left arm. That opens up that area a little more for that ball to kind of squeeze in and knead out that really tight spot. And release. We're gonna go over to the left side. So again, I'm gonna go below the shoulder blade. So more mid-back, but it's right underneath your shoulder blade, okay? Find those tight spots. And the reason we're doing this, not only because these areas get tight and they're hard to stretch, but the shoulders are some of the most common areas for injuries, some of the most common pain, tight areas. And a lot of it can be attributed to back and the shoulder blade tightness. You have a lot of muscle groups that attach back on those scapular muscles. And again, they are hard to stretch. They're hard to really dig into and work out a lot. So they get tight, which then creates tightness at your actual shoulder joint. So sometimes, we work and we stretch the actual shoulder, which is great, but sometimes the real root cause is coming from back here. So that's why I love these exercises. I love trying to massage out the shoulder blade. I'm gonna move it up now above my left shoulder blade. And this is my tight spot right here. I know that everyone has their own different trigger areas. This upper left scap is always my tight spot. So I find that tight area and I start moving my arms around, play around with it. You'll start getting a sense for your body, of course, where your arms are tight, or I'm sorry, where your muscles are tight. Once you find an area, and if it just feels good, just hold still, keep applying that pressure, and really focus on your breathing. Take deep breaths. As you breathe and as your body relaxes, you might be able to press a little harder and get that body to release. And if you're feeling any type of crinkling and cracking back there, that's okay. It should feel, I don't want to say painful, it should cause some discomfort, like you're getting a massage. If it is painful, I would encourage you to back off a little bit. Maybe go to a foam roller, which is a little softer and doesn't apply as much direct pressure as this lacrosse ball. So again, move those arms around, find those spots, breathe, let your body release, and grab the ball, release, come back up. So this is a great tool, this lacrosse ball. It can really pinpoint, dig into those targeted areas a little more than a foam roller would. So that's the reason I love this so much. Like I said, a lot of times people have pain in their shoulders, which can oftentimes go all the way back to the root cause, which is your shoulder blade. If your shoulder blade isn't moving and rotating correctly, it prevents that shoulder from moving in its full range of motion. And then you create stiffness. We think it's the shoulder. A lot of times it's actually the shoulder blade. So if you've never done this before, warning, it might be painful, but I encourage you to try it. Also, instead of doing it on the ground, you have the option to do it up against the wall, putting the pressure up against the wall. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it very useful. I hope it feels good when you're done, and I will see you next time with another how-to video.